How's it, grade 12s? Okay, today we're going on to deferred payments. Again, I will be uploading the lesson notes with the examples, so I'm not going to write them out. You can just have a look and follow what I do here from those. Okay, so let's just go straight into some examples here. So the first example is saying a borrower repays a loan by means of 100 equal payments, quarterly payments of 8,000 Rand. Interest is 24% per annum, compounded quarterly. How much can she borrow if the first payment is made at the end of 4 years? So, she's taken out money, or she's borrowed money, and she's paying 8,000 Rand every quarter. And then she pays her first payment at the end of 4 years. So that's where I'm getting this 16 from. Because it's quarters, every quarter, so you just take 4 years multiplied by 4 quarters, and we get 16 quarters. So her first payment is over there. And how I get this 115 is it's telling us there that she makes 100 equal payments. So it's going to be the 100 plus the 16, but I need to subtract one from it because we don't include this one over here. Okay. And that's why I get that. So our thing is ending on T115. Now, the reason why I've put the compound formula along with the present value formula is because she has missed all of these payments over here. And she's going to get interest on that money that was borrowed, okay? And we need to find out how much can she borrow, missing all of these payments, then only start paying over here for 100 equal quarterly payments. So I'm going to combine these two. So the first one is going to be, we're going to use this part over here. And then the second part I'm going to set is equal to this. Okay, where P is the borrowed amount, this will be added, the interest added on, and this equal part here, this is going to be her payments, okay? So if we have a look here, we want to find out what P is. So P, 1 plus. Now the interest rate on this is 24%. So I'm going to do this one time. I'm just going to do everything on the calculator and not normally like how I write it out. It's going to be 24%. And I need to divide that by 4 because it's quarterly. And we get 3/50. To the power of, now, how many payments has she missed? She's missed all of this up to here. All of that is missed, okay? So that is 15 payments that have been missed. Equals, our X, she's paying 8,000 a month. And our interest rate is still going to be this 3/50. Now, our N is going to be, she's made 100 equal payments. So our N is 100. And then all of our interest, which is 3/50. Okay. Right. Grade 12. Again, I'm going to miss some steps here. Just put this on your calculator, work it out, then say divide by this over here, and you will get, she would be able to borrow 55,471 Rand and 37 cents. Okay, moving on to example 2. Okay, so example 2 is saying work out the present value of the loan at T15 where one gap will occur between the loan and the first payment and then take this present value at T15 back to T0. Oh, sorry, that's something else. Okay, forget about what I just said there. Right, example 2. A loan of 10,000 Rand is repaid by means of 15 monthly payments starting in 1 year's time. Okay, so there's our 1 year there. Interest is 15% per annum compounded monthly. Find the monthly payments. Okay, so a loan is taken out of 10,000 Rand. It's only start being paid after 1 year. So we're missing all of this. So this will gain interest, which we'll use this formula over here. And then we'll use this formula here to work out what our monthly payments need to be. Because it's a loan, it's present value. All right. So I'm going to set these two equal to each other. You've got P 1 plus I, the N equals all over I. All right, so now we know what our loan amount is. Our loan amount is the 10,000. And our interest rate, they told us, was 15% compounded monthly. So 15% compounded monthly, and we get 1 over 80. Now, how many payments did she miss here? She has missed all of this, and then she starts paying after the first year. So it's going to be 11 payments that she's missed. Equals the X we don't know. We're going to figure that out. Our interest rate is still this 1 over 80. Okay, to the power of minus. Now, it says here she's going to repay this by means of 15 monthly payments. So our N is 15, and our I is still 1 over 80. All right, grade 12. Again, I'm going to miss some steps. What I would do, put this on the calculator, press equals, and then you're going to divide it by this part over here, and then you can get X on its own. So her monthly payments would be 842 Rand and 93 cents. All right, example 3. Example 3 says an investor pays 3,000 Rand at the end of each month starting 3 months from now. Okay, so that's over here, T3, 3,000 every month. Into an account paying 18% per annum compounded monthly. He pays his final 3,000 Rand 6 months before the time he wishes to withdraw the money. So 6 months before, so our final time would be T96. If the investment period starting from now is 8 years, okay? Calculate the future value of the investment at the end of the 8th year. And that's how I'm getting 96, because 12 times 8 gives us the 96. Okay, so I'm going to combine these two over here. Now, because this is not a loan, we're not going to get interest on something that we've borrowed, okay? We might get interest on something that we've invested, that we've put in. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to combine them a little bit differently. So I'm going to take our future value formula, and this part here will cover all of this time period from here to here, okay? Then, after that period, that money, whatever's been accumulated up to this point here with interest, is going to sit in the account with no more deposits, and it's going to gain interest for this time period over here. And that's where this part is going to come into now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply that by 1 plus I to the n, okay? And that is where I'm going to use that one over there, okay? All I'm going to do now is just substitute my values in. So our x is 3,000. One plus our interest, they told us is 18%. So we've got 18%, and it's compounded monthly. So I get 3 over 200. Now, our time period here is going to be from here to here, okay? So we're going to get, it's going to be from here to here, sorry, just the green bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to say the 90 minus the 3, but I need to add on this first one over here, okay, because we excluded that by saying this. So I just plus 1 and we get 88. So there are actually 88 payments of this 3,000 rand minus 1 all over 3 over 200. Then I'm going to multiply that by our interest for this time period over here. 1 plus 3 over 200. And that time period is 6 months. Okay, if you punch that into your calculator, you should get 591,969 rand and 90 cents. Okay, so that's how much will be in that account after all of this time period. All right, example 4. Example 4 is saying what amount must be invested now so as to realize equal withdrawals of 150,000 rand at the end of each year for 5 years, if the first withdrawal is made in 10 years' time. Okay, so these are in years. So your first withdrawal is 10 years of 150,000, and that goes on for 5 years. Okay. The interest rate during the first 9 years is 16%. So from here to here is 16% per annum, compounded semi-annually. So 16%. I'm just going to put here SA for semi-annually. Then it goes on to say thereafter it's 18% per annum effective. Okay, so then from here to there is 18% effective. Okay, so let's have a look, see here. Right, I'm going to combine these two here. So this is going to be a present value problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these two. So we get P 1 plus I to the power of n equals x 1 minus 1 plus I to the minus n all over I. Okay, so let's have a look at this one here. So this is going to be this time period over here. All right. So what is our P? We don't know. That's what we're going to work out. 1 plus. Now, our interest rate here is 16%. Semi-annually is, there's 2 of them. So we get 2 over 25. And our time period for this is 9 years. But now remember grade 12s, it's compounded semi-annually. So we need to take that 9 years and multiply it by 2. So we get 18 semi-annuals. Okay? Then equals, what are our payments? 150,000. 1 minus. Now, here comes the tricky bit, because this part from here to here is our effective rate. And now, you remember what you did with the last video. The effective rate is actually the interest rate that's doing the work. So I don't have to convert that at all. So all I have to do is just say 18 over 100, because that is the interest rate that is actually doing the work. Okay? To the power of minus. Now, how long is this going on for? It's going on for 5 years. All over our effective rate, which is 18 over 100. Okay, so grade 12, just take note of that. If they give you an effective rate, you do not have to convert it. Okay. Right, so on your calculator, you're going to punch that in, and then you're going to say divide by this, and you will get your present value would be 117,385 Rand and 73 cents.